GasTalk.
Feels good to sit down and smoke, Spence.
It does.
It does.
Welcome back, y'all. Episode number lucky 13 of
Gas Talk.
the highest show on YouTube, the highest hosts on YouTube.
You know, the price of Petro is cheaper than ever, but we stay up over here. So welcome back. Appreciate y'all tuning in, viewing, listening. It's yours truly, as always, Dank Dad.
And Spence.
And this week we got a couple stuff to cover, a couple event recaps, but then we're probably gonna let y'all get to know us a little bit more, you know? Talk about the origins of Spence and Chuck, kind of how we got into cannabis. But before we get into all that, what'd you get into for the past couple weeks?
Yeah, man, gotta catch the people up. So,
Oh yeah.
this past weekend was, low key as a member of the Dead Dad Club. Father's Day just passed, so, shout out to you and all the other fathers out there.
Oh yeah, happy belated Father's Day and Juneteenth.
Yeah, Juneteenth.
Federal fucking holiday.
So yeah, chill weekend this past weekend, but last weekend we had gotten into some shenanigans. Real quick, shout out to Erica and the Cal team for having us out to Spark in the Park.
That was dope.
Yeah, definitely appreciate, the invite.
If you all don't know, Cal is Method Man's brand. Started in New York, and then they about to bring some fire to the Michigan streets, so be on the lookout for them. We got a lot of dope merch, too.
Yeah, their merch was tight. I wasn't over the moon impressed by the flower, but, the flower was doing something. It's a lot better than a lot of the other pre-packs that I've seen going around.
And they're just starting out, too, so I feel like once they get the,
Well, now they're starting
here.
out for themselves, away from their
Right.
old partner. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how they can do on their own, but it seems like they're, starting things off the right way. So,
But how did you feel about Sparking the Park, though, as like an overall event?
so you and I just went one day. We just went that Saturday. Like we said, Cal showed us love, walked us right through the gates. We had a little mishap with a little street hustler.
That was
That was hilarious.
fucking hilarious. You ever seen a magic trick? You watch TikTok? That's how he got it. It's like, I watch
Straight
TikTok.
up. I thought he was gonna ask me to double it and give it to the next guy, but nope. So yeah, we go Saturday. Erica comes, grabs us, walks us in. Super dope. We got there as they were kind of still setting up everything, so it gave you and I a chance to kind of walk the ground and see what was what.
Yeah. Kind of early. Like, we were there with vendors and shit.
Yeah,
setting
like
up, so.
getting that special media preview for y'all. So, it definitely could have been organized better. You really couldn't tell who was conducting sales, how they were. You could tell how they were conducting sales. They were using their legal POS.
Yeah.
But
It was through that Doja place out that way.
yeah, Doja out in Portage in Lake Effect. They're like connected.
I know it's just weird because like doing remote sales like that is always going to be an issue because Wi-Fi, your POS already sucks in store. So
Yeah,
doing
like-
that shit remotely.
How about the first booth we walked up on when I tried to buy that Grandma rosin and the guy couldn't even sell it to me?
Can't buy
Like,
it. Great rosin.
the rosin was fire.
Can't buy
Like,
it.
just finished it. Like, Minnesota Roots did a great job, but the fact that they weren't ready to even conduct sales was kind of a
You
big
always got
turn
to
off
do
to
a
me.
rough, like a dummy test though. Like,
Definitely.
Should have been set up a couple hours early. I mean, but this is just from prior experience having gone through and worked one of those events.
Yeah.
Never will I. Shout out to the volunteers too because they were lined up waiting to help, having no idea what they were getting into. But overall, though, I mean, like, the music, like, once it actually started and the concert performers and shit.
Yeah, it was tight. Like, I definitely think they could have gotten, better acts, so to speak. Especially for the amount of money that they were charging the vendors to actually vend there. It was, $25K and up, which was ridiculous.
A month worth of somebody's marketing budget.
But the fact of the matter is, like, they were charging people, upwards of $25,000
and they
to
did
come
not make
sell
that
at
money
this
back.
event. And
They
there's
didn't
no
make
way
money.
any
No.
of those companies made that money. But,
I don't think anybody broke even.
no, definitely not.
No.
Part of the
Especially if-
fault,
Rain second day.
yeah, rained on the second day, but part of that fault does fall on the Spark in the Park people, for not having it properly organized. But then, bro, like, we were looking at some of these booths. They were charging $50 an eighth for, like, just pre-packed flour. That like
You take my unsmellable, unknown, never heard of quarter for $85.
yeah, like they were selling weed that they sell at the same price in their retail store. And if this is going to be a direct to consumer
You would
event,
think it's going to be
wholesale
half the price,
pricing,
wholesale price.
yeah. So that was definitely a big turn off to me. They definitely could have used a smaller ground. You and I did a lot of fucking
I
walking.
got my steps in that day.
We got
bro.
our steps in for
For
sure.
sure.
It was kind of funny because the first day we went, they had like a whole caregiver table set up where they were doing like a squash off. And then you didn't go with me the second day.
You
So
went to say, no, I didn't.
yeah, so the second day I go, I just go as, just a patron. I wanted to see, really what it was like not having that little access type shit. Get to security. The guy tries to take my weed away. Security tried to take my weed away. He said I can either throw it away or put
take
it
it to
back
your
in my
car.
car. And
Fuck out of here.
I told him, like, bro, I bought the weed in the event. He's like, I don't care. Like,
He was having a bad day.
no, they didn't want, like, caregivers or trappers to bring their own product in and sell.
Try to sell it.
Yeah,
But
because that's...
how can on day 2? How can you differentiate if somebody's coming back?
Well, that was the issue because they were stopping people at the gate with product that I know they purchased in there and were, like, confiscating it. And,
I don't play that shit.
like, me and my homeboy even overheard one of the security guards say, oh, man, I'm going home with, like, a fat sack tonight. So it's like, bro, you're a bitch. That's a bitch move. Like,
That's some hoe ass shit. So whatever company y'all hired, you should vet them. I know a couple people that do security, and they wouldn't take your weed.
fuck no.
They'd probably give you weed if you didn't have any.
So that was definitely a big turnoff to me. The rain definitely didn't make the situation any better. A lot of those places that you and I were getting access to the first day, like where that Stizzy booth was, no free shout-outs. Where those...
The enclosed tents.
Yeah, so those were all VIP tents. So when I went back the second day, I wasn't even allowed in there. But
It's
that...
nice to know people.
Hey, shout out my girl, dude. But it's crazy because how are you going to drive any sales or get any sales when
You can't even get in there.
Yeah, when you can't even get to what you're trying to buy. But the VIP, ticket purchase was so small, how are you even going to be able to get that back?
I didn't. So honestly, since we just walked in, I didn't know they had VIP tickets. I
No,
just thought.
like...
I mean, pretty
Well,
sure
the
like
GasTalk
vendors
guys.
and think that.
Yeah.
I walk in,
But
that's cool. It was overall. I give it like a 6 out of 10 because it rained, set up, and then those kind of events to me are always just hard to pull off because Michigan, United States has made it so hard to just sell weed, but they want it to be legal.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be some type of terrain to cover.
yeah,
You know,
I would be right around that same spot. I would give them a 5 out of 10.
you're a little tougher than me.
I mean,
Yeah, like
I come from the old High Times, like, scene, so, the old High Time events, those shits were lit. Like, people were flipping bows right off the tables. Like, it was a good time to be in cannabis, so, but we can get, to that later.
so. How was the glass project? Did
Yeah, I
you
was
go
just
to
going
that?
to say, after you and I wrapped up at, Spark, me and the homie shot down to Detroit for the Michigan Glass Project. For those of you who don't know, all of the biggest glass blowers in the world, Usheen, Rhino, Slop, everybody comes in and they actually blow a collaborative piece, and the money raised from the purchase of that piece goes to funding art programs in Detroit. So I'm a huge supporter of MGP. Since I got into the cannabis industry and really, started appreciating high-end glass, I always checked it out. But honestly, if it was, and I don't mean to make it like this type of competition, but like Spark in the Park versus MGP.
You would have rather went to.
Oh, MGP was killing
Two different
it.
vibes though.
Oh, two completely different vibes. MGP was more so for like that caregiver culture, people who've been in it, the
I thought it was more for
hash
hash
heads.
heads.
Yeah, the hash heads, the heady boys, like the
'Cause
glass
you don't really hear
collectors.
about that one as much because they just, if you're in that community, you just know what's coming. You know when it's going to be.
But they people in that community look forward to it.
yeah,
Like, they have
they don't
worked on their
promote
calendar.
it like a
As a
cannabis
cannabis.
fest.
No,
Yeah,
they
it's-
promote it as an art event that just happens. The art is used to consume tasty concentrates. And
That's pretty good.
you know, shout out to the guys at Pack Legends. They laced me up with some tasty concentrates. We'll have to dive into after the show. But
Can't wait. Ooh, 710's coming up too. And as a newly found dabber, I am so excited.
yeah, 710 is coming up.
Get my allowance and go crazy.
A little sugar baby ass. Yeah, I'm curious to see, you know, what these companies are doing this year. You know, see what these dispensaries are talking about. And I mean, especially see what these dispensaries are talking about with all this fucking beef going on.
Oh man.
Let's get to it.
You
Let's
sell
talk.
remediated weed. You sell bullshit. No, I
Fuck
don't.
remediated. They tried to say, so one store that has been mentioned on this show before,
I'll fucking say it.
and another store that hasn't been mentioned on this store, and I want to keep the names out of it.
Close proximity to each other.
Yeah, just
Not in
because
Ferndale.
they're both customers of mine, and you know, on the wholesale side. But one store accused another store of selling fentanyl laced weed. And I guess the bud tenders were talking mad shit about each other's stores, going back and forth. And whoever runs the Instagrams found out about it, and they got to going on Instagram.
It was better than the McDonald's Wendy's beef.
Oh yeah, it killed
It
it.
was fire.
The weed beef was real, and just to see it, I'm like, yo.
I sent it to you. I was like,
Yeah, you sent it to me, but
because I usually don't see stuff like that, so it's like later. But to see it in the moment, I was like, this is.
it was
hilarious.
nuts. And you know, we will say, as one of the shops, being a friend of the show, we know you don't put fentanyl in your weed
At all.
We know you're good people. Oh, what's up, Shaquille O'Neal? But yeah, just to see that was fucking wild.
Just for it
man.
to get to Instagram, because usually that person has to have a level of. You're not gonna put certain things out there.
That's like that dumb old caregiver bullshit mindset. Like,
Yeah,
these
saw
are
it earlier in the
real
year.
companies, bro. Like, people put up millions of dollars to get these licenses.
People's
And
homes are up on this shit. Like they take loans
Yeah.
out. This is not a game. It's not just a $15 an hour bud tending job. Then like this is gonna put their kids in a better position.
hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
That's what I always think is funny. It's like you see these legal companies that have their social media ran like it's still like,
A trap.
yeah, and I find it fucking hilarious. But yeah, we'll keep you all updated on this dispensary beef and what happens, because like we said, you know, one of the shops is a friend of the show. I have a relationship with the other store. So yeah, we'll keep y'all updated. But I know you heard a little tasty bit of gossip as well.
Well, yeah, because Cali Blaze came out with some
No free shout outs.
pre-rolls. I just gotta say, it won't make sense if I don't say just
Yeah,
the
but
name.
still, y'all know that
Whatever.
no free shout outs.
So they came out with some pre-rolls, and I guess they buy their shake, trim, whatever they put into
Their starting material.
Yeah, their material into it, but they put the names and the grower on there, and a lot of people were highly upset because I guess they don't sell their shake to anybody. Like they just let it go bad. Like they just don't.
Yeah,
let
they're
that shit go.
super, yeah,
super
they
tight with it.
really
Like, if
do
it's
not.
not quality. It's not hitting the market,
Yeah.
and it's not without their name on it. So this pre-roll came out. Go find it with the name on it. Her dude was pissed. He's like, "The fuck? You fucked me."
Yeah, because he did just drop his own pre-roll line,
Yeah.
and to undercut at such a lower price,
Mm-hmm.
like that is bold as fuck.
But you never know. He might be like family with them, or
But even if he
A
is
cousin.
family, that's even more bold to drop
I don't know.
a cheaper price pre-roll right as your own people are
I
dropping.
hear
like-
rumblings. And
Yeah.
I let the people know.
we've heard some rumblings, but
Yeah, they probably won't be getting any more of that shit.
Probably
Or
not.
it's either that, or he's just gonna start letting it go to everybody because it's
nah,
happening.
he'll never do that.
You might as well make the fucking money.
Yeah,
You're
no.
just gonna let it go bad. Like as a connoisseur, just as a weed lover, I would rather you not destroy weed, especially good weed. Like that shake and trim is better than most pre-packed 3.5s probably.
Oh, it is for sure.
So why I get your
Brand recognition, like, and
Totally.
especially
It's-
the brand that guy built, and you know, we'll say the name Fear of Booth, and you know, shout
Yeah.
out to them because they do have great product. So I wouldn't want someone to take my hard work,
Yeah.
put it in their
Hey,
package, and then
change it to metric before you send it.
you know, try to take credit for it. But, speaking of Fear of Booth and, Callie and those guys, you hear any fresh drops coming? Anything you're looking forward to?
Not really in the past couple weeks. I mean, shit's been smoking. I know Banana Conda came out. It's a bunch of RS11 hitting the
Whole
market.
bunch of
It's a lot
RS11s
of
hitting
it.
the
Like,
market.
that's
It's
trying to be
crazy.
the new runts. But
Bro, I'm so sad. But I did get a good batch last week, which I was really happy about.
certain growers. 'Cause everybody's got it, but I don't know who has the original cut. And like who the breeder I should be looking for is cut because
So that breeder is
everywhere.
deep east. Like that's an original like out west strain. So, yeah, you definitely got to be particular about who you're buying from.
Yeah,
So, but I
you
don't
gotta
know.
vet the source. But
Yeah,
I haven't really nothing like super
definitely vet the source. But
super fresh.
well, I'm excited. Speaking of Fear of Booth, they got the Fear of Booth Chris Smokes collab dropping on Saturday.
We will be there.
I will definitely be there. It's at my store.
I'll be there.
So yeah, no, pull up for show. Pull up, bring the camera. Let's get some cool footage. I'm definitely excited to see what the weed's like. Shit.
If Chris
I'm
Smokes
not-
is involved, I'm pretty sure it'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, and like he gets his name for a reason. Smokey, Chris Smokes. Like he blows. I've known him for a while. Shout out to him for working his way up the game. Like
You're so popular.
I've always loved clothes. I've always loved sneakers, and he's just always been in it. So shout out to Chris and the Fear of Booth guys for doing that. So we'll see what they're coming with.
For sure.
But like we said, we kind of wanted to make this a little bit more of a personal episode. So
We're always talking about weed and stuff, but we never talk about us.
or why you guys should listen to our opinion, or
You know, to make us a little bit more humanized. I
Humanized,
suppose.
credible.
Not just on the camera. We're real people. So, do you remember your first time smoking?
yeah. So ironically, it was after summer school. In
How old were you?
It was the summer after freshman year. So
14,
I was
15?
probably, no, I graduated young. I graduated just turning 17. So I was probably like 13, 14. I was 14. And homeboy came to my house after summer school. And he had asked, yo, do you blaze? And, naturally, you lie your first time. So, yeah, bro, I smoke all the time. So we went down to my basement. Homeboy busted out, a little Ziploc bag, had a bowl in it that was shaped like a fish, and the bowl was actually like on the belly of the fish. And long story short, we packed it up.
Hit the tail?
No, you hit the mouth, and the choke was on the tail.
Okay.
So
Not smoking ass.
yeah, no smoking butt.
Sweet.
So yeah, long story short, we packed that up. I felt something, but I don't want to say I felt blowed. And then what kind of put the cherry on top is we're in the basement, we're smoking. A couple bowls in, my mom yells down, "Hey guys, we ordered pizza, it just got here." So me and my friend RJ, we go upstairs, apparently baked. And from what my mom and sister have told me now, like as an adult, they knew I was high. And just smashed some pizza. He ended up staying over because we had summer school again the next day. And we just got high like all night and played Xbox. And
That's dope.
that's when I kind of realized, like, okay, I never really got into drinking up to that point. But, when I smoked weed for the first time, I'm like, okay, this is for me.
This
Like,
is it.
this is going to be something that's going to be in my life probably till they put me in a box.
Forever.
And it's probably going in the box with me.
That's funny.
What about yours?
So mine's different. Like I didn't think weed was like terrible like that, but I was like an athlete, high school. So I was
yeah,
gonna
and
go to college.
not to cut you off real quick. Both of us went to like all boys private, like preppy Catholic schools where you send your kids to become like elite athletes, like
and doctors and lawyers.
Yeah.
But I graduated from Mumford,
okay,
so I had both ends of the spectrum. But I still played ball, like 3-4 sports. Never smoked, never drank. Night of graduation, because I figured I got hurt, so I wasn't going nowhere. Night of graduation, my cousin's like, yeah, I got a room in Motor City. I'm like, 17. I'm like, all right, bet. He came and got me. He like, you free now? You out of high school? He driving. Give me the bottle. I'm like, tap the bottom of that bitch. I'm like,
A liquor?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, all right. He's like, you know how to roll? I'm like, I ain't never seen weed for real. Like
Damn.
yeah, because I
Okay.
was just always at practice and sleep
Oh
at the crib or
yeah.
like at a party. Like I just didn't have a
You're just
reason
a
to do
ball
it.
player. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, no. He rolled up while he driving. Smoke at the top of
Like a real one.
yeah. Smoke at the top of Motor City. You know, the third floor
Yeah.
parking
Parking
structure. I'm
structure.
like,
Everyone go takes Instagram
I didn't
pics.
know if I was drunk or high because it's my
Both.
first time doing both. Right. So we go to the room. He said I didn't make it till 10:30. He was like,
I believe that.
I was out. So I didn't, like, my relationship with weed was different. I didn't start smoking for real, till I was like 20.
See,
I was a late bloomer. Then I fell in love for a multitude of reasons. So my first time was kind of like, I got fucked up, went to sleep.
yeah,
Like
you just got
I didn't even
crossfaded
eat.
and
Like I didn't even eat. I just
damn.
went to sleep. Nice
So
big ass bed.
I'm dead. Man, Motor City got good beds.
Yeah,
So
for
you said you
sure.
fell in love with it for a multitude of reasons. What would you say your favorite thing about cannabis would be then?
My favorite thing?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I guess the way it makes you feel, or it could be, no, it's probably the way it brings people together. Like, yeah, I love the health factors of it because I'm happier, my back feels better. But shit, I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met a lot of people in my life, especially
Yeah.
at this point, without cannabis. So just the togetherness, the peace, love, and weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a solid one.
What about you? What's your favorite thing about cannabis?
Other than it, possibly saving my life because I'm an epileptic.
What? So we can't never have stroke bites?
No, we can because I've been 5 years seizure free, so I'm good now.
You fucking learn things. I had no idea.
Yeah. But I guess other than that, I mean everything cannabis has given me. Cannabis has given me an opportunity for a career. It's given me an opportunity to help people. It's given me an opportunity to meet people and rub shoulders with, athletes, celebrities, musicians. Like, it's just the accessibility that cannabis has offered just because I got so invested in it at such a young age. Like,
Shit, half your life.
yeah. Yeah, I'm about to be 30. I've been doing this since I was about 14,
dope.
15. Yeah, so just the accessibility and, the opportunity that it's offered me because, a kid with very minimal college education, I think I'm in a pretty good spot, so.
Because of a beautiful plant.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful fucking thing.
With a beautiful plant that I know I'm helping people at the end of the day.
Right?
But to every great thing and every amazing thing, there's the fucking opposite.
It's the yin and the yang. Ooh, so what's the bad one, yin or yang?
I'm not sure, and I don't want to get the answer wrong.
All right, so what's your opposite of your favorite thing about cannabis?
Getting caught with 10 bows in the trunk and going to jail with it, or going to jail for it, or taking a fat L on a play. That's happened a couple of times. Like you said, I've been doing this for 15 years. Like,
Oh, the ups and the downs for sure.
I've lost easily over $250,000 in the cannabis business.
That's light.
And that's not even like saying as a flex. Like, this is a real life shit. Like, I've lost it all in this shit and gotten it back.
Ooh.
So yeah, I definitely say the ups and downs that come with it.
For sure. I would say, I'm getting a bad bag, especially like one of those catfish bags. Look
So
good.
many going around.
Look good, smell good, but don't do nothing for you once you actually
The butterface.
do some. Gotta hate it.
The butter high. Everything's
that-
good. Butter high.
That and then right up there with it is like since we work in it and like we see the back end shit like this, It kind of blows my high just in life in general, but just how like people are in it just for the money. Like if you don't love something, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
And you're probably one of those people putting out that booth catfish bullshit. So those two probably hand in hand for sure.
Yeah, I mean, shit, it makes sense. Like, I was always told, if you're truly great at something, you'll always find a way to get paid at it. And, you know, to turn a trap career like I had into a legal career, like, I believe it. It's the truth. So, yeah, you got to be in it for the right reasons. And if you are, and, you know, this goes out to anybody who watches us and wants to get into the cannabis business or, you know, is curious about the cannabis business. Yeah, like, if you have a love for this and, you know, it is a true love and you're not ashamed of your love of cannabis, you know, a place in the industry, there is a place in the industry for you. And, you know, whether you have to make it yourself, but, you know, the industry needs and wants people like you.
You probably have to.
Yeah, you have to kick the door in. That's the shitty part. But
break a window, something.
Yeah.
So how did you get into the legal side of it?
Oh man.
Speaking of kicking and breaking and
So that's a long story for a different episode. I was running an industrial grow. Me and my partners had won a bunch of cannabis cups between here and California. I shut that down because we got approached by a VC group to go legal. That deal ended up falling through. I was working mortgages and
Like Quicken
applied.
Loans?
No, it's some other shady bank that since has gotten investigated by the feds. But I applied as a delivery boy for that weak ass store that you and I used to both work at.
Delivery?
Yeah, I literally applied to be a delivery boy. And I go in for my interview, and who I thought was the owners literally told me, he goes, "You're too qualified to be a delivery boy. What about, you know, being a manager?" I said, okay, and, you know, that's what got me back in. What about yourself?
Mine was a little bit easier, but I kind of wish I would have had a legit interview. Now that you say it like that. I probably got a job just because I'm so very attractive.
Naturally.
Yeah, but my own boy, he was like, yeah, you should. He'd been telling me for a while, probably the same time you started. Like he was like, come work here, bro. You'll love it. Being cannabis, and I was doing the cable thing and like making money. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm straight. I'm just, you know, cable's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Which it isn't. Like those are the two things that'll be here forever. Internet.
Well, streaming now.
I was internet. Still the
Yeah,
cable.
you've been doing that shit.
So, yeah, he's got a little job stickering and stocking. But I had already had, like, a lot of people were like, oh, you started that once you started there. I was like, nah, I had got fired months and months before, probably like a year before. And I was like, oh, I'm start a brand. Like, I started an Instagram page called Dank Dad.
Yeah. And
it was just me. So,
went up from there.
That way. But yeah, I guess that kind of helped, but whatever.
Like I said, you know, you got to get your foot in the door, kick that window in, kick that door in. You use that spot as, you know, your springboard to start your own brand, and your own brand ended up spinning off and starting this. Like,
it's doing its own thing.
Yeah, like
it's pretty fun.
It's pretty lit.
Yeah.
It's pretty tight that you did that.
Oh, thank you.
But I mean, outside of the cannabis world, man, and there's been some shit. I mean, we got a new NBA champion, fucking the Denver Nuggets.
We all knew that when the series started, but it's official.
Yeah, it's official, but I still had hope for the Heat. I had hope for Jimmy Buckets because, you know,
they say he was hurt.
Yeah, but Jimmy really is him when it comes to playoff time, so I was expecting a lot out of him.
Numbers crazy. You think he can get in the Hall of Fame off of his playoff runs alone? Without a ring?
Charles Barkley's a weak-ass can. I'm sure Jimmy Butler can. The fucking human chicken nugget.
Charles Barkley was dominant, though. Big ass or not.
Charles Barkley's been a fat, useless big man.
What do you mean? He was...
Bro, he is not athletic. Have you seen his golf swing? He
Not now.
was just
Fuck no.
wider and bigger than everyone, so he could get
And
rebounds.
he could move.
Stop
He
it.
would go. He was the first coast-to-coast power forward. That was like,
I'm too big to go through my basketball database in my head right now.
okay.
But based on that era of like the 80s of when he played, no, he was not. Because I'm pretty sure Pippen came into the league before Barkley did.
Same time.
Yeah, Pippen was
Yes.
going coast to coast. Like, that was the best
Okay,
time
then
for
that was
forwards.
That was the first era of coast-to-coast forwards. Get that bitch and go.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
Zion.
Yeah, but Zion's going to the wrong place. I mean, shit, Zion's going to the right places. I'd be pulling up on Mariah Mills, too.
Just dunking in the wrong hole.
I mean, that's the...
Yeah.
He's dunking in the wrong hole that he's getting paid for. Like, that man has not... He's been in and out the last 2 seasons.
His whole career.
He blew up like a fucking balloon. The man looks like a defensive end.
He looks like, what's his name, the announcer, ESPN? Booger McFarland. He's going to end up looking like him.
Bro, he got big as a house.
Yeah. He still made the All-Star game this year. He's averaging like, what, 28? 7 and
I don't know, but the
or
Pistons are
some
talking
shit.
about getting him, and all I can say is Detroit got way too much ass for Zion Williamson. Like, bro, he
But we
can't.
take care of our superstars.
But he can't, bro. You go throw him in like. He'll find out about Club Truth the first week
We'll
he's
let you
here.
get fucked up, but we won't let you fuck up. What star has been in the news in Detroit? Even Allen Iverson didn't get caught up in shit in Detroit.
Yeah, but that's because Bubba Chuck's the GOAT.
Calvin Johnson.
He never did anything.
What do you mean? Right, he never got in trouble.
Yeah, because he probably didn't do anything. Calvin Johnson
don't know
seems
that.
like
Detroit takes
pretty
care of
like
his
tame
people.
motherfucker.
Probably.
But
You're probably righter than I am, but still, it's just an example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got...
But I would take Zion here. Like, I think we could make it work with Ivy, Duran, Cade, and him. Like,
Not if they trade him, you ain't keeping everybody.
no, the thing is, they were saying they would give up a second round draft pick, Bojan or Boban, whatever they're really.
Bobin?
Yeah, Bobby, and like one other person. So and
Oh,
Killian
a
Hayes,
terrible Bradley Beal trade.
something like
Something
that.
like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they want to get him out of there. But we'll
You
see
talk
what
about
happens.
leaking news and shit, so...
But coming down to the end of Epi 13 here, my good friend Chuck, what has been enhancing or vibing your high this week?
This week, what has been said? Father's Day. The Father's Day giveaway was really dope. Shout out to all the brands that helped make that a success and collaborated. Shout out to the winners also. That'll be getting your boxes, baskets soon. Yeah, cause that like you put it out there and then people reach out and they're like, "Oh, I would love to help out." And I'm like, thanks. And it's like, you know, you just again meet people through cannabis, and it's like it's not all cannabis products
Sure.
that's, you know, given away, but it's still like just dope that people like the thought.
That's
And
tough.
it's the second giveaway, so it was really cool. That's been vibing me. What about?
I think we should do
yourself?
an episode 20 giveaway.
I think that's a great idea.
I think we should definitely set that up. So yeah, y'all stay tuned, and we're gonna do an episode 20 giveaway, and I'll say right
It'll be a
now,
pop off.
it'll be
Ooh.
a fat fucking giveaway. Like, we're gonna give away some shit.
The Think Dad giveaways are lit, so I can only assume that a Gas Talk giveaway would
It's
be.
gonna be crazy because we got some brands behind us. We got some friends we can reach out to, and
Only gas in a bag? You give them like a fucking gas tank full of
gas,
full
maybe
of
cash.
fucking gas.
You know,
And cash. Ooh.
yeah, you know, maybe.
Can we be part of it? Can we be like,
Nah, man.
no?
But what vibes my high? I mean, shit. I guess like I'll say this show's like vibes my high. Just, you know, linking up with you, doing this. I think
Cute.
like it's an event. It's an idea that I know I've had for a while, and I was kind of looking for a good person to do it with, and someone that we would consistently be able to put out content that I feel people would react well to.
Thank
So
you,
yeah,
bro.
definitely would say gas talk, recording and chilling vibes my high. But
That's what's up.
just like we say, with comes the good, comes the bad. So what's been blowing your high?
It's the summer and all the sports. Like baseball is cool. I'm not about to sit up and watch baseball. I don't really have a show to watch in the summer because everybody takes their vacations and whatnot.
Preach,
So, damn, that's a good one. I just thought about that shit too because
preach.
I don't
That's a
have anything to
great
watch.
one. Like we're not baseball guys. Like
But I am. But I just can't watch a 9 inning.
no, dude, you can't. Baseball is rough to
So
watch.
you don't even sit at a game in person the whole 9,
I get-
unless it's like a playoff game. Playoff game, sure.
Yeah.
World Series, of course. But nah, it's
No, and honestly, I will co-sign that as what blows my high as well. Is I'm a big sports guy. Just this in between time, because college football hasn't started yet. Football's done, basketball's done, hockey's done.
no
Like,
Olympics this year.
no Olympics, no World Cup.
So
Like
very
it's
sparingly.
it's a rough time for sports fans right now.
So since you're not watching TV, what are you gonna eat and then go to sleep on?
Shit. What am I gonna eat and go to sleep on? I've been, I mean, not been. I've always fucked with Potato Palace down in Midtown.
I'm glad they're not cash only anymore.
Bro, those loaded baked potatoes and Kool-Aid go fucking crazy.
Some butter.
Those things fuck so hard. Like, oh, a loaded like cheddar, bacon, broccoli, potato.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck so hard. That thing go crazy. I will give a free shout out to Potato Place. But if y'all see this,
I got one.
I'm expecting potato. What's yours?
I haven't been in a while, but it just made me think of it because I don't know why. Pantheon lamb chops.
Oh. Shout out to strip club food.
Any Detroit strip club is probably better than your 4-star restaurant, flavor wise.
And ass wise.
Of course.
I mean, the thing is, I've been to strip clubs in other states and, like, they're weak as fuck.
They're like gentlemen's clubs.
I mean,
They're like escort lounges.
I wouldn't even say escort lounges. It's just where creepy white guys go to, like, look at not attractive women. It's, like, really uncomfortable. But, yeah, no sports is definitely what blows my high. Lamb chops and strip club food.
That's a vibe, too.
That's a vibe. Like, yeah, good strip club night. It's hard to beat.
Hell yeah. It's crazy because I'm thinking about it. I know what blows my high is not having anything to watch, but I did find Jackie Chan Adventures, all 5 seasons. So I've been watching that. So, but other than that, I still don't have shit to watch.
It's a struggle. So that just means we're going to be pumping out more stuff for y'all.
Hey, more gas.
More talk.
We'll see y'all next time on episode 14 of Gas Talk.
Peace.
Peace.
Gas Talk.